Hey everyone, Big Pauly back for a brand new video. This is shelf 4 from my Complete Blu-ray Collection. This shelf is 3D, completely 3D. Shelf 5 is also 3D, but mainly steelbooks. So let's get started on shelf 4. Right, okay, first one, oh brilliant Steven Spielberg movie, fantastic. Ready Player One, loved this film, saw this at the cinema with Lulu. Normally she wouldn't have gone to see this sort of thing, but it was kind of like a birthday treat and I dragged her along. My birthday, not hers. But she probably wouldn't have seen it if it was in standard 2D, but we had a lot of fun with that in 3D. Looked absolutely fantastic in 3D. Next up we have, Jurassic World 3D. This is a lenticular, really nice edition. This is actually a good film, really enjoyed this. Loved the new characters. I loved how they reintroduced us to the original Jurassic Park with, you know, remnants of the original park left over. Not too hot on the training the dinosaurs aspect of it, but still a really good film. Next up we have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom in 3D. Good characters back again. First half of this film was good, returning to the island, and then it kind of took a nosedive and didn't become as interesting around this auction and this big mansion. But I suppose there's only so much you can do in a park. But hopefully the new one, Jurassic World Dominion, I'm hoping that's going back to what we got at the end of the Lost World with the city. So hopefully we'll see some dinosaurs eating some people, maybe around New York or Las Vegas. Next up is Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald. Yes, this is 3D. Really enjoyed this film. Not as good as the first film, but still really good. Looking forward to the next film as well. And we got a lot more Johnny Depp in this one. Next up is the new version of The Mummy. This is the 3D. Didn't like the steelbook. There was no title. I don't even believe there was a title on the spine. But this was an okay film. Nowhere near as good as Brendan Fraser's Mummy. But I did like the mummy in this. So Sophia Botella, she was in Star Trek Beyond with the black and white painted face. She was good, and literally it's just Tom Cruise running away from a mummy like he normally does. Next up, a really good underrated film starring Matt Damon, Willem Dafoe and the Mandalorian himself, Pedro Pascal. That's right, it's The Great Wall, and this is stunning in 3D. The opening scenes, you know, the battle that they have, all the beautiful colours, is incredible in 3D. It's actually a really good action adventure movie. It's very underrated. Next up we have Frozen 2, which I haven't seen. I do also have this on 4K, so looking forward to seeing that one eventually. Plus also The Incredibles 2. I do have the 4K for The Incredibles. I picked up the 4K for £1 in PC World. But I do like the Disney red slips. It's got some nice embossing on it. And yeah, really good. Next up, have some Angelina Jolie in Maleficent, the original movie, with a nice Disney red slip. And I also have Mistress of Evil, the sequel, with a nice red slip as well. So both films, both in 3D, I think I only have one of them in 4K, but I might actually do like a double viewing in both of them in 3D. Keeping on the Disney trail, we have the Jungle Book with some nice embossing on the cover there. And this is probably my favourite of the Disney live action movies. Really good. Next up is a film that I haven't seen from Disney, which is an adaptation of one of the cartoons. Cartoons animation. And this is actually in this week's choice of Flick Bin. This is Aladdin with Will Smith. When I first saw the trailer, I thought, nah, that's not going to work. Will Smith's genie didn't really look good, didn't come across as really good, but apparently I heard he's really good in the film. So definitely get round to watching that one. Next up, we have the live action retelling, live action CGI of The Lion King, which are really all you need to do is buy this for the visuals, because it's exactly the same as the animated movie, kind of like scene for scene. So if you want nostalgia and that Disney warm feeling, then I would watch the animated film. But if you want to marvel at the CGI and the landscapes and see what the 3D is like, check that one out. Next is probably one of Disney's most unsuccessful live action retellings from Tim Burton, Dumbo. I did enjoy it, but it didn't give me the wow factor. Next up, we have Godzilla 3D. Really nice lenticular slip there as well. And this is the Gareth Edwards 2016, was it? I think it was 2016. This was a great film, and I think this remains my favourite of the American style Godzilla movies. I do like the 1998 one, the Roland Emmerich, but that's my favourite. Next up, we have a bit of Moana. Moana, yes, I know. With a bit of rock, Dwayne Johnson. Really nice story, great animation, good music. But I don't want to hear Dwayne Johnson doing too much singing. Thank you very much. Good film. Next up, we have one of Pixar's best films. Absolutely stunning, beautiful to look at, and looks incredible in 3D. That is Coco. Absolutely love that film. Next up, we have some Jason Statham. Shark action, that's right, The Meg in 3D. Probably the best way to watch it in 3D. And then we have a couple that were actually sent to me by one of my lovely viewers. Yes, I have Rio with a really nice kind of silver hollow foil cover with a slip cover. And that's the 3D edition. And I also have the English version of Rio 2 with a slip. So they look great. Great. I love these films. They're really good, really entertaining. Next up, we have a bit of animated laugh out loud comedy for all ages with Alec Baldwin, Boss Baby in 3D. This was an okay film. Didn't blow me away. The animation was good. The acting was good. Alec Baldwin was good. It just didn't blow me away as much as some animated movies. Okay, next up we have the Lego Movie. This is the second part in 3D. Haven't seen this one yet, so I need to catch up and see what that one's like. I do also have the first Lego Movie and also the Batman one. Plus also the Lego Ninjago movie in 3D as well. and I put that one in a green case. So I haven't seen this one either, so looking forward to doing that. Maybe I'll do a Lego marathon. This one I think I picked up from CEX. I can't be too sure. This is Man of Steel 3D with a lenticular slip. Really love that lenticular slip. Good film. Really good reintroduction of Superman. Henry Cavill knocked it out of the park. And Michael Shannon was really brilliant. Yeah. It is actually a really good film. Despite, even though there's lots of death, lots of destruction in it. It appears that Superman doesn't give a crap who he throws through a building, but it's still a really good film. Next up, we have a bit of Kong action with Brie Larson and Tom Hiddleston. Quite a big cast. Samuel L. Jackson, John Goodman, John C. Reilly. Kong Skull Island in 3D. Did enjoy this film. I thought it was really good. And then we have the most recent Godzilla film, King of the Monsters in 3D. There was a lot of monster on monster action on this, which is always good for a Godzilla film. I did feel that the characters suffered in their characterizations and the storytelling from their point of view. But this was mainly a monster on monster movie. So if you want to ignore the characters and just brush them to one side and just marvel in the monster. How many more times am I going to say monster on monster action? Then that's the film for you. It was entertaining, not as good as Gareth Edwards' one though, in my opinion. Next up we have a bit of Grinch, and this is The Grinch. Really enjoyed this film. Went to the cinema to see this with Claire. We had a lot of fun, and this is the 3D one. I've also put that in a green case because it looks really good. Even though it's in a slip, it still looks good in a green case once you've taken it out. This one I think I found also in CEX. This is The Penguins of Madagascar. So if you're a fan of the Madagascar films, and you know they have the penguins in them, they've got their own movie. I actually haven't seen this yet, so hopefully I'll see that at some point. And then we have another 2 films of the same franchise. This is The Secret Life of Pets. This is a really good film with a really nice lenticular. Obviously this is in 3D. It also includes 3 mini movies as well, and you get lots of animal action, and the little bunny rabbit there is hilarious. And then we have Secret Life of Pets 2 3D. This one comes with a standard cover, but looks funny. Haven't seen it yet, so I really want to see this one soon. Next up we have a bit of 3D Scarlett Johansson, which is always good. Ghost in the Shell. Yeah, not seen this. I really wanted to get this to make sure that I had this in 3D rather than 4K or Blu-ray, because I think this is really going to stand out in 3D. Unfortunately, I don't think I've got a slip for it though. So I need to be on the hunt for a slip for that one. Next up we have a film by Luc Besson, which also was a little underappreciated when it was in cinemas. Probably mainly because of the cast, because they're not big time actors. But it had that Fifth Element visuals to it. This is Valerian. I keep forgetting what it's called. And the City of 1,000 Planets. Yeah, and this has got a really nice lenticular. Look at that. You can see the little planets. Really nice lenticular. This is actually incredible in 3D. This is one of the best 3D films that I've seen for quite a while. But the story is good. Cara Delevingne is really good. I think they probably could have cast somebody else as Valerian. They cast Dane DeHaan, this bloke here, but I think they could have probably cast someone with a bit more acting experience or a bit more recognisable. But lots of lovely weird alien creatures and just a lot of fun, really. Next up we have How to Train Your Dragon. This is number 2 in 3D with a slip. Haven't seen any of the Dragon films yet. And How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World in 3D as well. Now I need to get the first one in 3D, but apparently there's no slipcover for it. So I'm hunting around. Maybe I'll get the US one if there is one, but if I can't get a slip, I can't get a slip. Then we have some Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw in 3D. Haven't checked out the 3D of this yet, but it does look good. I do like the film. And then we have Gemini Man in 3D with Will Smith. And I really wanted to get the 3D. I heard the 3D is really good on this. And I didn't really want the 4K because I don't like that soap opera effect with the frames per second. Does me head in. Also a bit more 3D, this time a bit of Tom Hardy action in Venom. So looking forward to watching that one in 3D. And then we have some Minion action. There's only one 3D in this box set. So this is a box set of Despicable Me and Despicable Me 2, which I think I picked up in CEX. Despicable Me 2 is in 3D, but I still put that on the 3D shelf. And then we have, I think one of the last films that me and Claire saw in the cinema room here. This was Despicable Me 3 with Gru and his brother in 3D. We saw it in regular Blu-ray because I've only got one pair of 3D glasses at the moment, but yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. And then Minions 3D, which is a Poundland pickup with a lenticular cover, so really nice. Also includes 3 mini movies. Looking forward to the second Minions movie, The Rise of Gru, I think it's called, but it's been pushed back because of what's going on in the world. But I'm sure me and Claire will be going to see that one once we're allowed in cinemas. And then we have Terminator Genesis, again with a really nice lenticular. And this includes a special bonus disc. This was an HMV exclusive. I actually picked this one up in CEX, not in HMV, and I think it was something like £3 or something. But I do enjoy that film, actually. It's not everybody's favourite Terminator movie, but the kind of the retelling of it. But I actually really do enjoy it. And then we have Megamind 3D. This is a freebie. As you can see down the bottom there, it says for promotional use only, not for retail. Brought to you by Samsung. So this was probably thrown in with Blu-ray players, 3D Blu-ray players, or maybe thrown in with a 3D projector. But yeah, I decided to pick that up. That was really cheap in CEX. A couple of steelbooks now at the end of the shelf. We have Hugo in 3D, which I have not got round to seeing yet, despite it being a Martin Scorsese film. Very unusual for him to do this kind of fantasy adventure. It does have Chloe Grace Moretz when she was younger, but I think I should really watch that one soon because I've heard lots of good things about it. Then we have Mad Max Fury Road in 3D. This is the steelbook with a really big picture of Tom Hardy on the cover there. Really good film. Love this film. I really do hope they make a sequel at someday. Then we have some 300 Rise of an Empire in 3D with some Eva Green on the back there. This was good, really good. Not as good as the first film. but I still enjoy this kind of 3D action and the filmmaking style. And the last one on this shelf is a steelbook with no title on the front. This is Gods of Egypt with Gerard Butler and Jamie Lannister. This is okay. It's not brilliant, but the 3D is flipping brilliant on that film. So that's really good. Brilliant. Okay, so that is shelf 4 done. So shelf 5 will also be 3D, but mainly steelbooks, with a few other bits thrown in as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like it by giving it some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, comment and share, and I shall see you on shelf 5. I keep forgetting what shelf I'm doing. I'll see you on shelf 5 in a couple of days. Bye.